All right, let's start. Welcome everyone to the Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 1st of December 2021. And just a small reminder that we record this meeting and the video can be watched in the YouTube channel of the project. And also please put your name into the attendee list. And also if you have anything in your mind, want to discuss, just put in the agenda. And as usual, let's start with the introduction route. So if we have anyone new in the call, so please go ahead and give a quick introduction about yourself. Otherwise, we can move to the first item from Ferrous. So please go ahead, Ferrous.
Hello. Yeah, this is just a request to review the proposal. It has already been actually reviewed until now, and I just wanted to get it merged if it looks good, or just give more time to folks to review. Because I actually started already like the implementation, but I just want to make sure that we agree on everything that is mentioned in this document, so that I avoid going back and forth between the implementation and the proposal. So if anyone has time, please take a look. I would maybe perhaps wait until the next community meeting, and no more reviews or comments or objections, I would probably ask for the lazy consensus. Yep, that's all. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions, comment regarding this proposal? Otherwise, yeah, please. I see that there are like quite a lot of comments and review from some folks to this proposal, and yeah, if anyone have already reviewed this proposal in the call, so please also like take a look again and maybe give your opinion. So if this proposal is good, okay to go, or if you anything in your mind that this proposal need to be fixed. Yep. Thank you. And then we can continue with the item from Himeshu. Sorry if I pronounced the name not correct. So please go ahead. Do we have Himeshu in the call, or if anyone?
Oh yes, sorry about that.
Yep.
My hardware microphone was muted. Yeah, so the first PR has been around for quite a bit. I think there are no issues as per the code as such, but I think some design related, like I think Andrea and I were discussing around like the webhook and the controller, like if there would be any. So I was just wanted the opinion that like would it, like, does it make sense to merge it now and reopen it later if required, or like just uh, like uh, like what would be the next steps basically? And yeah.
Yeah, I also see there are quite a lot of like comments and discussions going around this PR. So do we have any like ideas? Do any comment? Okay, so if no one in the call have any idea, so Yeah, I'm not sure how to move forward, but um, yeah,
No, I mean it's all right. I mean if like if it uh, something makes sense to like move it forward or something. So I see that Andrea is not on the call, so probably if I will ask him, I will ping him then. Okay.
yeah, that would be great. You can ping him or maybe send an email on the mailing list, or also maybe like raise the attention again in the next community meeting.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
yeah, for
Anything
this second PR,
okay,
I
yes.
had a few queries. Like, so first of all, like the DNS hostname standards. So I was like, I looked up and I was following the RFC 1123 standard, and according to that, so is that sufficient or like because and other thing is that should we check for the protocols, for example, like IPMI Redfish, if that is mentioned in the URL? I mean the host name at BMC address basically, and if yes, like what would be the valid protocols there, and also for the port, I think that is kind of can do that, no issues, like check for a valid port as well. But
So
uh,
Arda is working on a patch that will create a separate submodule for the package/BMC. And when
okay.
that is in a separate submodule, we'll be able to import it in the API. And that will allow us to validate the BMC URLs against the actual drivers that we have.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe wait for that to land, and then we can use that. That might be the easiest way.
Yeah, totally. I think so. For now, I will just update uh, the regular expression that I'm using to check for the DNS name itself. Like I will just update that and wait for the protocol part till Arda's PR ends.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. Hopefully you have the answer for your question, and thanks very much for working with these patches. Hopefully your PRs will go, I mean, become in the good shape soon and get much soon. Yes, and
Thanks.
yeah. Do we have any other questions? If not, I think now, Ricardo, you can go ahead with your item.
Hey, thanks. So the first point is just a request for review. Those two patches that I put there, like they're there since a month now, or even more. So one is to support building ironic image from source in DevM, and the other one is a refactor of the patch image script. And yeah, they are like very simple and small patches. But most importantly, the second point is that basically there's a discussion started by Dimitri on the mailing list, where basically the OpenStack community has decided for the time being, but it's being discussed actually, to drop support for Python 3.6. So that means that if that happens, we cannot support CentOS 8, CentOS Stream 8, because that like Python 3.6 is the native Python binary there. While we will probably have to change to CentOS Stream 9. So I started having a look at that. There is like currently an issue with the base image that unfortunately doesn't have a file that is needed for a Python library to work. But we'll see how that evolves. On a more like positive note, the Ironic community has recently decided to continue supporting Python 3.6 despite the OpenStack community decision, at least on unit tests. So we will be able to provide some support also for CentOS 8 and other older distributions. But just a reminder that, as it was also pointed out by Dimitri, Python 3.6 security, so the support actually will end at the end of December. So like sooner or later, we will have to move out from Python 3.6. Thanks.
So even if Ironic continues to test against 3.6, we can't guarantee that any of the libraries that it depends on will, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the main problem right now.
Yeah.
We will keep doing the tests and like upstream on the OpenStack CI and everything, but sooner or later, like probably during this cycle or the next one, most likely we will have to drop the support because the libraries will not be compatible anymore.
It may happen that the OpenStack decision to drop support this cycle will be reversed. At least we made some noise in the OpenStack technical committee, and they will meet again to discuss this issue, which is not to say that they will necessarily decide to reverse it, but in any case, next cycle it will be gone. So, and next cycle will start next year. So we have pretty much until end of this year to act, which is not much.
Yeah, it's worth having that argument, I think, because we are a different use case than RDO, and that kind of has to be taken into account. I find their decision weird because the stuff says that the technical committee has always said we'll use the latest long-term support release of CentOS, SUSE, and Ubuntu. CentOS Stream is not a long-term support release. And I find it really strange that they've decided that CentOS, that Stream 9, which is in beta, is a long-term support release. That doesn't make any sense to me, unless it's in service of a pre-existing decision that they wanted to make. I don't know. I find it an odd decision, given that SUSE's distro is works exactly the same as CentOS Stream does now, and they take the long-term support release of that, but the rolling release of CentOS, that's just weird.
Like the main of course the decision hit us also we were definitely surprised to see that, but also the problem is that currently the RDO repositories are not ready, and also the EPEL repositories are not ready for CentOS Stream 9, and yeah, there's more stuff to test with Python 3.9 because the native Python in CentOS Stream 9 is Python 3.9. So I mean, it's a big decision that was taken in very short time. So I mean, we don't even have a deprecation time. It was just abruptly dropped from one day to another.
Yeah, that was also strange that it happened in the middle of a release cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bizarre. And I literally set up this process when I was on the OpenStack technical committee for updating the Python versions, and I am very surprised to see the way it's gone down.
Anyway, we started the effort also upstream, like in the ironic for ironic specifically. But like this patch that I put there, this is the first effort for Metal3. Please have a look, and if you have any suggestions or if you see any changes, because again, there are a lot of hacks in that patch, especially for the RDO repositories, and so just feel free to comment or give suggestions. Thanks.
Yes, thanks Dimitri and Ricardo for raising this issue. Yeah, to be honest, we are also like actively discussing like internally this issue and whether how should we adopt CentOS Stream 9, or what is the workaround and what is pro and cons. We are discussing that internally, and after that we definitely will share our ideas and suggestions regarding this issue. And anyway, about like your first two PRs, Ricardo, yeah, I will maybe today or tomorrow I will take a look and review them.
Dimitri, is there a mailing list thread about this, or is it just discussed on IRC?
Yes.
There is, in fact, a mailing list about this, a mailing list thread. I'll send the title so you can easier find it.
Thanks.
It was a bit like side discussion of discussing Python requires field. With this title.
Thanks. I'll take a look and weigh in if appropriate.
All right. Anything else? Like, does anyone like have any ideas? Want to discuss more about this issue? If not, so I think maybe we can close the meeting today. Yep. Thanks for joining, and see you in the next community meeting next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Stop.